the next governor of the state of Connecticut, Bob Stefanowski.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. What a nice crowd. Anybody see the Sacred Heart poll on Thursday? It's got us up 3 points. There's no way. There's no way over the next 3 days we're losing this election, and Ed Lamont's not going to happen and turn this state around. I wanted to have my movie star family up here with me. My wife Amy of 27 years, my eldest daughter Lauren, my middle daughter Rachel, and my youngest daughter Megan. Megan just passed her driver's test today, so you may want to stay off the roads. But I'll tell you, these campaigns are tough. You got to have a supportive family. I've got one of the best families. I know everybody's proud of their family, but I could not be more proud of these girls. If we could just give them a round of applause. They've been doing this for a year. So here's how I know we're going to win. Number one, the Democratic ads keep getting nastier and nastier and nastier. They are desperate. They see it slipping away. They're used to being in control, and they're trying to change it, but it's not going to work. People are seeing through it. The best ad I've ever done is the one where I'm the fixer-upper. I'm really not that handy, actually. The hammer I throw over my shoulder still has a price tag on it, as a matter of fact. But people really value it. I can't tell you how many comments I got. Thank goodness somebody's going positive and talking about what we can do to fix this state, rather than talking about how bad it is. And you know how we're going to fix this state? We're going to reverse what Dan Malloy's done over the last 8 years. We're going to get taxes down. We're going to reduce spending up in Hartford. We're going to use that growing economy to fund education and health care, keep our people safe. We're going to bring our friends and family back to Connecticut. That's what we're going to do over the next 4 years. But a couple things I'll leave you with. We got a bunch of speakers. Number one, don't take anything for granted. We got to finish strong. We got to get the vote out on Tuesday. Whatever you can do, spread the word, make phone calls, go door to door. We need to finish strong. We have an amazing opportunity here. After 8 years, we can finally change things. We can get a Republican governor, a Republican House, a Republican Senate. We can get the ticket going. We can get Harry Aurora up in Washington. We can do this. So keep pushing. We got 3 more days. If you've been able to survive the last 8 years, don't give up now. Change is on the way. It starts next Tuesday. Let's go win this election. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Bob. Let's get that message out. Everyone here knows it, but there are people out there that don't. And everyone out here should take that message. Let your friends, your family, your neighbors share it. As Bob said, don't take anything for granted. We have to get out the vote. Okay, I want to introduce the candidate for state treasurer, Thad Gray.
Thank you, Rich. Good afternoon, Greenwich. 3 days left. What are we going to do on Tuesday? Take back Connecticut. What time is it? It's time to fix Connecticut. So everybody, we're going to work till 8 o'clock on Tuesday to get the job done, right? So I want to thank everyone in Greenwich because Greenwich was instrumental in getting me to where I am today as your nominee for state treasurer. And I want to thank all of you because without you I wouldn't be standing here. I also want to say what I will do when I get to Hartford as your state treasurer. We're going to make better investments for the pension funds because 220,000 retirees across our state depend on that money for their secure retirement. We're going to protect the state's bond rating. We have the 3rd lowest bond rating in the United States and the 2nd highest cost of debt in the United States. Only Illinois is worse off than we are when they borrow money. That's got to stop. And you're going to have someone sitting in the Treasurer's office who will be the fiscal conscience of our state. So when I'm on the Bond Commission with Scott France, we'll have 2 people who will stand up to what the Democrats have been doing to us for the last 20 years and will say no. We're going to move the state forward. The word is out about my opponent that he bankrupted Hartford. The word is out, and I'm way up in the polls against him. But we will not rest on those polls. We will work until 8 p.m. on Tuesday evening because we know the Democrats will be working till 10 p.m. on Tuesday evening. But we won't let it happen. We're going to win this. We're going to win it for the state, and we're going to win it for our party. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you very much.
Go Thad! Thank you, Thad. Thad said it well, but Thad's experience is so much better than his opponent. I mean, a lot of times the state treasurer race doesn't get the attention it deserves, but Thad is a great candidate. Up next, for U.S. Congress, we're going to take it back. Harry Aurora.
Thank you, Greenwich. Thank you so much. When we started this campaign about a year ago, they asked, Harry who? What's he running for? And because of each one of you today, today I was up in Shelton this morning, they're saying, Harry, I saw your debate. I like what you said, I like your ideas, and he has no ideas. He has no ideas. So thank you to each one of you. We have a campaign and we have momentum, and we are going to win this. We are in it to win it. And the challenges we face are clear. The challenges we face are clear. But we don't want to talk today about the challenges. We want to talk about the fact that we are a party of solutions. And my candidacy and my campaign is about finding solutions. And just as Bob said, we are going to fix things. We're going to save Connecticut. From the federal side, I am going to make sure we bring all we can to help our next governor and his team. And we're going to also attend to some of the most important issues we face today. Healthcare, affordability of healthcare. We got a plan to make it happen. Immigration reform and trade. 3 issues which are important and which we can solve. This is time for change. It is time for change. After 10 years, we need a new start. After 8 years, we've seen what has happened over the last 8 years. Let us all come out. Let's all make sure we encourage every single vote to be out there on Tuesday. Every single vote. Because this is going to be about making sure we save our state and we make a new start and new good things happen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harry. Nobody works harder than Harry Aurora. All right. We have for U.S. Senator Matt Corey.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Greenwich. I really appreciate it. Look, I'm running against a guy that's walking across the state while I'm working across the state. That's the difference. We need true representation in Washington. You know, I got my leadership skills from United States Navy. If there's any veterans out there, thank you for your service, and you know what I'm talking about. I also own 2 small businesses in the state of Connecticut. I own an Irish pub up in Hartford, and I own a high-rise window cleaning company for 28 years. So there's not a city or a town that I haven't traveled through or worked in. So that's the difference. I meet a payroll. I work alongside the hard-working men and women of the state of Connecticut. We are not being represented in Washington. That's an elitist playground down there. We need true representation. We have too much at stake, especially right here in this area. We have transportation needs, the rail system, I-95. We have the 2 largest ports outside of New York City that are being underutilized. We need someone to work with this administration, not obstruct this administration for the next 2 to possibly 6 years. That's what I want to do in Washington. I want to bring those much needed federal funds home to Connecticut. I want to go down to Washington and fight for you and the hard-working men and women of Connecticut. So thank you so much for having me, Greenwich. I will not let you down.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Matt. Next, for Secretary of State, Sue Chapman. Thank you, Susan.
Hi, Greenwich. Thanks for having us here today. It's so exciting to be here. Tuesday is going to be a historic day for us. I'm so excited about running for Secretary of the State. And the reason I tell people I love running for Secretary of State is because it's the chief elected official in charge of elections, and we are all here because we care about elections. So that's exciting. But I'll be brief. My biggest issue that I'm running on is ensuring that our military, no matter where they are in the world, has the ability to vote. Because right now, Connecticut still requires our military to actually physically print out a ballot and mail it in. So my son Ryan, last election, wasn't able to vote because by the time he got his email with his ballot, he was in the field, and when he was done, the election was over, and my son wasn't able to vote last election. So I think our military members who are out there defending our right to vote needs to have an advocate defending their right to vote. My opponent has already publicly said that she will not advocate for electronic voting for our military. So in this day and age, where other states do that, Connecticut is lagging behind, and that's my #1 cause to champion, and that's the reason to vote for me and the whole ticket on Tuesday. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Susan. It would be nice to have a Republican Secretary of State in charge of the elections. All right, one more state candidate for Comptroller Kurt Miller.
Since the sun's about to come out, we're going to spend about 45 minutes talking about the Comptroller's office, if that's okay. It's a very exciting position, but all kidding aside, being the numbers guy that I am, I have a countdown clock on my phone. In 2 days, 18 hours, and 40 minutes, the polls open. And that is going to be our opportunity to take the state of Connecticut back. The finances of this state are atrocious. We have the right man at the top of the ticket, Bob Stefanowski. One more big round of applause for Bob. As a business guy myself, it's great to have a businessman at the top of the ticket, one that understands what it takes to balance the books, one who understands what it takes to make an operation run. So I'm really excited to be running with Bob. So I want to ask everybody one personal favor, if you could. I know we're all tired. I know we've all been working, but over these next 2 days and 18 hours, if you can work just a little bit harder, make a few more phone calls, reach out to a few more friends, and push that message. Because I tell you, 4 years of Ned Lamont will absolutely crush what's left of this state, and we cannot allow that to happen. So I ask you again, please work hard, do all that you can, and I'm looking forward to a very exciting Tuesday and an even better Wednesday morning when we start to transition to take Connecticut back. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kurt. I know why the sun is coming out. Our guest speaker has arrived. We're so privileged today to have with us the Connecticut Minority House Leader, and after Tuesday, the first female Speaker of the House, Ms. Themis Claridis.
Hello, Greenwich. Well, I feel so honored to be here with all these amazing candidates. And I want to tell you, I have been all around this state. As any of you have followed me on Facebook Live, I'm so sick of hearing myself and seeing myself. But I'll tell you, I am so proud of the candidates, not only that we have here, but the candidates we have for the House and the Senate. They are working so hard. And you know why they're working hard? And do you know why this state deserves to be Republican? Because we have candidates that are smarter, that work harder, and most importantly, believe in public service, believe they want to run for office because they want to change this state, and they want to bring this state back to the amazing place we know it can be. Candidates that are not beholden to special interests to the detriment of the rest of the state of Connecticut. And I'll tell you that we sit there every day in the House and the Senate and we fight for everything we believe in because we know what this state can be. We know that we have the vision for that state. And I'll tell you, as the only woman leader in the Connecticut General Assembly, and the leader with the most women in the House Republican Caucus, there is nobody in Hartford with an R after their name that is anti-anything. Not anti-women, not anti-minority, not anti-any religion, not anti-any gender or sexual ID. They're saying it because they're scared. They're saying it because they know that on Tuesday, this state is going to go red. And I want to take the opportunity to brag a little bit. As you know, I've been in the House for a while, and I'm very proud to be the leader of the amazing group of people. And we have Livy Florin and Mike Bacino and Fred Camillo and our honorary House member, Scott France, who have done such an amazing job in moving this state forward and pushing that vision of Connecticut forward. Remember, guys, if you believe Dan Malloy has done a bad job for this state, you must necessarily believe the Democrats in the House and the Senate have done the same bad job because they had the ability to stop him and they did not. So they have lost their opportunity to serve the great people of this state. They have lost that opportunity, and this is a privilege. What we do up there, as difficult as it is, and as many times as we want to throw in the towel because we're tired and frustrated and exhausted, it is a privilege what we do. And even though Dan Malloy is not on that ballot, his co-conspirators are. And don't let these candidates' opponents fool you. The ones that are running against incumbents, the Democrats that are running against incumbents, that will tell you, oh, don't worry, it's going to be much better now because Dan Malloy was there. Your party let it happen. We can't let that continue on Tuesday, November 6th. Vote for all these amazing candidates and every Republican you know in the state of Connecticut. Our vision is the vision that will make Connecticut wonderful again. Go Connecticut!